So in Vietnam, we were working with MP Logistics, which is the largest private enterprise in Vietnam. As you know, that's a communist country, so it's really a unique opportunity to see how a private enterprise works in a communist system. And they have grown exponentially over the past 5 years to the point where they don't know how to manage that growth and then plan for the future stages of growth.
We went to the warehouses for our client, and it's out sort of a little bit outside the city, and it's this whole sort of sprawling warehouse area. And we were like, wow, this is huge. When was this built? It looked like it was built a while back, and they're like, oh yeah, the Americans built that. This was where the American military base was. And when they left, they just, we left that behind, and it's like we reused it, and whatever the Americans left behind kind of jump-started our economy for 20 years. And seeing the impact that we have had, I think both negative and more so now positive. I think it's interesting to see how a city and a country have rebuilt and reappropriated things.
Our team is such a diverse and great team of talent. We've got people that have experience in Vietnam already that worked for nonprofits there in the government sector, so really understood that dynamic. We have people on our team, or one person on our team, that spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia and really understands some of the cultural aspects of that. Then we've got another person on our team that's a systems person that can really bring a technology point of view to things for a growing business that really has no technology infrastructure. So the ability to address all of those different pieces for the client and then interact with them in a way that doesn't really offend their cultural sensibilities, which some of us just didn't know, has been very powerful.
So some of the cultural aspects that some of the team alluded to weren't as surprising to me. However, I think it was extremely important to get some time abroad with the client. It completely changes the project. We just had a couple calls with them, had some technical difficulties. They were a face on a screen, but then once we actually got on site, we had some language barriers at times, and we went through some interpreter issues, but the communication barriers break down. You get to understand that there are actual people behind an actual business, and then you can start to attack the problems that I just don't think would have been possible if we had tried to attack the project from the US.
What we found, and we did not understand until we actually got on the ground and met with the client, is how important trust is in their workplace. Here in the United States, you really take that for granted. How you can either trust your employees with your information or through legal controls you can trust them. That really is not something that they've had in Vietnam historically. So our impact has really been to show them how they can create management controls internally that will allow them to empower employees to make decisions to really free up senior management to grow the business.